of the Proficy unit. Starting off in the top right, this is standby mode. It's going to turn the controller to a standby mode, pausing all outputs. Nothing can happen while it's in this screen. This is an alternative to the off. The current off switch on a Proficy is on the back of the controller. You'll see that light turn off. When the unit's on, fires up in this manner. Looking at it, going into standby mode, once again, takes the screen blank. In this mode, we'll start over here, recipe. On a manual unit, you have 4 different recipes, starting with recipe 1, 2, 3, then RC. RC stands for remote control. Remote control is more used in an automatic gun scenario for pulling recipes from a PLC, but in this mode, it is a 4th recipe. Right next to that, you have different pulse power modes. Starting off with A, you have almighty mode, M, metallic coatings, and R, recoat. Turn off pulse power if you'd like into having continuous charge mode. Voltage and amperage changes down here. So you can control your voltage all the way up to 100,000 volts. And you can control amperage. When pulse power is on, your max amperage is 50. When pulse power is off and you're in continuous spray, you can go up to 80 microamps. Typically speaking, the sweet spot is low, relatively close to 15 microamps. A duty cycle for Faradays, M duty cycle for metallics, getting a nice even distribution of metallic flake, and R for recoat mode. This controller is set up in percent and total air volume. If you like using that mode, you simply will dial up your percentage, starting somewhere around 60% and 60 liters per minute. Making adjustments to this will change velocity and change percentage. However, I do want to focus on our standard, which is our megapascals or independent control. In order to change a controller from percent and total air to independent control or vice versa, you will first start off by pressing and turning off the controller into standby mode. You will press and hold the recipe button for 3 seconds, and then you will press on the standby mode again. You'll see a screen where it will first tell you type and what type of unit it is. Box feeder allows for fluidization while you are triggering. S mode is continuous fluidization. BF and S are the only 2 settings. To focus on air, percent, and total air, or megapascals, you will dial this down to air, AIR. Flow rate is percent and total air. Pressure is MPA. In order to lock that in, you'll press and hold the standby button again, and it'll change that from percent and total air to MPA. We're a good starting point for low output and ideal conditions. 0.08 and 0.05, start there. That is not the end all be all. Start there and make adjustments from there. This button over here is to convert percent in liters per minute to a pressure MPA. So if you are in MPA to begin with, pressing that button will do nothing. You can press it 100 times and it won't change anything. If you're in percent and total air, it'll give you a pressure number related to the total output of air you have. Lastly, we have a purge button over here. It will purge the unit. It'll show you a CLN. CLN may make you think it is a clean method. It is not a cleaning method. It will help clean. However, it really should be used for long powder runs of 60 foot or more powder hose where you might get some settling midway through. And in order to get a clear line and prevent surging and spitting, you'll want to purge that every once in a while and give you a nice even output. Consistency is everything. But that's the controls of the 395 Proficy controller.